One of the most seriously injured is a boy who leapt from an upper floor window. Right now, he's the only survivor from his family.
Моей подруги.
Вся семья.
Мы с ней 30 лет дружимся, у нее дочка, зять. Вот Сережка, который с окна прыгал, это ее внук, 11 лет. Ее внук 11 лет, он в коме, его в искусственную кому ввели, у него все переломано. А дочка, зять и 4 годика, Сенечка, Ксения, все они здесь погибли.
The boy has serious injuries and now needs an artificial lung ventilator, but his condition has slightly improved this morning.
Correspondent Murad Gaziev joins me in the studio now to discuss some of these truly heartbreaking stories further. What more can you tell us?
Well, it's overwhelming, all of it, really. You hear one story and you think it couldn't get worse. This is, this is as sad as it can be. And then you hear about another family's tragedy, which is even more heart-wrenching. Take, for example, this group of 8 kids, classmates, who were out on a school trip to Kemerovo, to the big city. These are rural kids, so this was, for them, a huge treat. Spring holidays, they're out, they're in this shopping center, they're bowling, they're ice skating, they go to the cinema. And 15 minutes after their film started, the fire broke out. And, make no mistake here. People tried to get in. Fathers, mothers, relatives, even total strangers tried to get in there and help these people get them out. But they helped only some. Many others never left.
Целый класс был, 11 лет ребятишкам, весь класс был в кинотеатре. Она позвонила по телефону, идет дым, мы никого найти не можем, двери закрыты и все.
Мы сидели в кинотеатре на 4-м этаже. Просто забежала женщина и закричала, что надо бежать. Все бежали, мы с детьми, нас 7 человек. И мы выбежали, нам никто не может помочь ничем.
Но вы не пострадали?
Нет.
А вообще пострадавшие были?
Были, разбивали окна и оттуда прыгали.
Много людей прыгало?
Много.
То есть никакой сирены, ничего не звучало?
Нет.
А пожарные быстро вообще приехали?
Мы вперед убежали.
Understand that these kids, these adults, they were trapped. Fire spreads like you wouldn't believe, and the smoke, it isn't just choking, it's deadly, and it fills everything very, very quickly. This is why people were breaking windows in an effort to sort of disperse as much of this smoke as possible to give people a chance to get out. But the fire exits were reportedly blocked. The fire alarm was reportedly, according to authorities, switched off by security at the shopping mall. So by the time people realized something was wrong, it was in many cases too late. And some of these kids were calling their relatives, mothers, fathers, friends, begging them for help, for somebody to come to help, to rescue them. Others posted on their social media profiles saying they were here, that it was bad, please, somebody, please help. A few realizing that nothing was going to save them, that this was it, that they were going to die. They called their relatives, they called their mothers with a final farewell. But, there's one particularly distressing story about a mother and a father who are in Kemerovo right now, waiting to identify the bodies of their 3 girls, 5 and to 11 years old. The father brought them in during the day yesterday to watch a cartoon. He took them to the cinema on the 4th floor and then himself went down to the 1st floor to do whatever it is that he wanted to do. He gets a call from one of his daughters saying there's a fire and that the door was locked, that they couldn't get out. He runs upstairs and there's smoke everywhere. He gets a wet cloth and tries to forge in, get to the cinema where he left his girls. He couldn't do it. He ran outside to find rescuers to get some sort of help, by which point, of course, it was too late. They lost all 3 girls. And this is just 2 cases that I've mentioned here. It's truly horrendous. Nevertheless, people did try to help, and even those that didn't lose any relatives, there's invisible shock.
I was told by my boyfriend at the time of the incident that he and his friend tried to drag children away from the fire. But because of the thick smoke, they were prevented from staying there any longer by the shopping mall center workers, who said all the children were out. People were smashing windows with their hands and feet because it was impossible to be in there. It was so scary. I saw how people jumped out of the windows. One person jumped to instant death. Another boy is now in a coma from what we've heard. And another person has broke his spine but is alive. I lost some friends there. A part of the group managed to escape, but I lost contact with the rest and have not heard from them for over a day.
These stories are so difficult to listen to, and I'm sure I speak for all of us when we say our hearts go out to everybody involved in this fatal, well, tragic occurrence in the city there. Murad Gaziev, thank you.